He admitted a crisis was brewing, he said privately, but nothing is to be gained by fawning around the respectable scoundrels who got it up. There was more to silence than caution. There was honor, too. And there was a lot of that sort of manhood issue with Lincoln. He had been elected. He didn't have to explain his way or defend his way or importune his way into the presidency. He'd earned it, he deserved it, and he had intended to take the oath of office unimpeded. To one Democratic editor from Missouri who wanted him to speak, he told him, "Your views that are already before the public are not enough. Mere extracts from your speeches," he wrote, "will have no effect whatever on the states now on the point of seceding." He said to Lincoln, "Why not collate," which I thought was a 20th century term, "why not collate and distribute these speeches yourself? Publish a new authorized edition." Lincoln would have none of this scheme either. Although he liked publishing ventures, heaven knows, he had made some money and had gotten his views out with the publication of both the Lincoln-Douglas debates and later, without profit, but certainly political profit, the Cooper Union Address. Lincoln said, "Why should I do more? Papers like yours have garbled and misrepresented everything I've said. I'm not at liberty to shift my ground. That's out of the question. If I thought a repetition of it would do any good, no, he would not do more." As Lincoln told a reporter whose interview appeared in the New York Times in January, he appreciated the difficulties facing him, but he believed he was grossly misrepresented and misunderstood in the South. He wanted only for the South to give him a fair trial. He said they would find their constitutional rights as safe under his administration as under the administration of any other president. But as for compromise in advance, he would not pay a debt he did not owe, quote unquote. Now, people like John Hay, Lincoln's very loyal clerk, boasted about this policy. Lincoln will not be scared, he will not be coaxed. If anybody doubts his integrity and his liberality, his forbearance and his conservatism, just keep in mind in those days that you could be conservative and liberal at the same time. That was, your doubts will be removed. Until then, let them possess their souls in patience. But patience was not a virtue at the time, particularly among journalists. One newspaper described Lincoln at the time as securely smiling at the ominous tidings that rush over the wires from the cotton-growing states. While admitting that we are a nation dealing in hyperbole, even the sympathetic Times was growing nervous about Lincoln. This is what an interviewer who was observing Lincoln said of him: "As panic and revolution occurred, they seemed to him as nothing," the reporter wrote. "He laughs, he jokes, he gulps down the largest doses of adulation that a village crowd can manufacture, and altogether deports himself with an air of one who fails to comprehend the task which abolition fanaticism has thrust upon him." In this silence, Lincoln did nothing to dispute this argument. Now note, the demands for talking are coming from conservatives in Missouri who want him to speak out and conciliate the South, and also those who think that the abolitionists have gotten up the crisis, not the southern states. Maybe that's why silence seemed virtuous to him. Pressure mounted as November goes to December and December goes to January. Every newspaper he opened, said a reporter, was filled with clear indications of a catastrophe. Every mail brought him written and every hour verbal entreaties to abandon his paralyzed silence, repress untimely feelings of delicacy, and pour the oil of conciliatory conservative assurances upon the turbulent waves of Southern excitement. See the difference between bad writing and Lincoln's writing? That's newspaper reporting. But Lincoln would not budge.